Everybody, this is Oliver. Oliver is representing Melo Shot. Those of you that were present earlier, Melo Shot started with 4 members. Throughout this uh, pandemic situation, we had to make some adjustments. And one of the adjustments that we made was I gave every student the option. We called it a pitch declaration. They had to declare what they wanted from the pitch. So they had a couple options. One was, I want a pitch to be graded by me. The second option was, I want to submit a pitch that will be reviewed by the board. The third option is, I want both. Or the fourth option was, I don't want to be a part of it. So that was an option. And if they did not complete that pitch declaration by a certain date, that tells me that you don't want to be a part of it. So unfortunately, the 3 members that were working with Oliver all did not fill out the pitch declaration. So they in turn relinquished their roles within the group. Oliver did submit it, and he did recommend that he wanted to be reviewed by the board, and that's what we did. And he made it to the final 5 here. So Oliver, this is members of the board: Margarita Gillespie, Nick Howard, Carlos Saez, and Diane Bergen. Your mentor Lisa's here, and also we have some former members of my class. All 2 of them have graduated college, and Megan is still chomping away. I'm going to start with the first question, and that question is from Mike McElroy, who's also on the board that could not be here today. Will there be any federal or state regulations that need to be addressed to bring a labeled sleep aid to market as an over-the-counter product?
Yeah, so since melatonin and all the other ingredients are technically a dietary supplement, it does not need to be FDA approved to be on shelves. So whereas we would probably apply to have an FDA like regulation just for support and kind of have like a peace of mind for like the customers, it does not have to be FDA approved to be sold on shelves or in stores.
Great, thank you. So now I'm going to open it up to the board. You guys can unmute yourselves when you feel the urge to question. We are going to do this for 20. It's going to be a 20 minutes, so we'll end this at about 1:55. Okay.
Okay.
Just in the vein of Mike's question, does the regulation that you're getting, or that FDA blessing that you're getting, is there a process to that? Is that something that you know what you need to do to get it done?
So you would have to like apply online, and after some research, it can take up to 2 years. So if this were a product that needed to be FDA regulated, we would potentially have to wait up to 2 years just to be able to sell it on shelves. But because it is considered a dietary supplement and it doesn't need to be, we can start selling right away, but we would look into the application process for that, for sure.
I have a couple questions.
Okay, yeah.
How are you addressing, this seems like an impulse buyer, and you acknowledge as such, it's not efficiently priced relative to buying like a container of gummies. How are you going to channel that buyer? Do you have an arrangement with, like, say, a gas station or a CVS or a vending machine, or
actually, so our channels, we were planning on selling in packs of like 4 or more on our website, as it just wouldn't be efficient to sell and ship 1 bottle out. So it would be packs of 4 on our website. And then in person, it would be at like an airport, in a vending machine, at the gas station counter. And the other member of my group actually has a contact with the gas station. I don't know exactly what road. It's in South Barrington, and it's like connected to a Culver's. So he actually knows the manager there. So we're going to go and talk to him and see if we're able to sell 100 or so units to put like right at the counter. And so it is like an impulse buy. So like if you did have like a diagnosed like sleep problem, you probably wouldn't want to buy like purchasing these like all the time. So something like if you're on a road trip and like you're driving a lot late at night, it's something on the counter. You can grab like a pack of 4 and then just like get your sleep cycle back in cycle once you're home.
Oliver, I thought you did a great job in the presentation. It was very creative. It was very engaging.
Thank you.
I wonder if you can talk a little bit more about the target audience of the high school demographic or young student demographic that you talked about. And I've got a 2-part question about it. One is, I know you tested this with some students. Any questions or concerns that arise if someone's got this in their backpack or they're chugging it in the quiet commons or something like that, in terms of being able to show safety and efficacy, et cetera, that it's not a regulated substance? And then the second part is, I hear the discussion about the CVS or the gas station or the Culvers, but can you talk a little bit more about your channel for reaching out to the high school student who might be looking more at an immediate point of purchase somewhere, and how you'd handle that as opposed to them getting it at Culver's?
Okay, yeah. So would you be able to repeat the first part of the question again?
Sure. It was around, it goes back to this FDA thread and that they're not controlled or regulated substances. I'm trying to picture in Barrington High School, if some person whips this out in the commons when they're having lunch or they're in their classroom, how you all address, whether it's through labeling or something, that it's a safe substance, it's not a regulated substance.
Yeah, so for the units that we sold at our high school, because for all the sales that we made, they were only at our high school, and there were a few like family that we sold to, but a majority of our sales came from students at our high school that we hand delivered. So they did ask questions like when they were buying it. And so when we gave it to them, we told them, make sure you drink it 20 minutes before bed. Like this is obviously something that helps you get to sleep. Do not drink it during school. And so I designed, here's like one of the, I have a few right here. So this is the label I designed. And I have a graphic here. I'm not sure if it's flipped, but it clearly says drink 20 minutes before bed. And then it has a bunch of warnings and talking about the product and how it is a sleep aid and it should not be consumed during the day, only at night.
Okay. And just a kind of a follow-up question on that before you go to the point of sale. So if a kid has, and I hear you, and it's a good clarification on them having it in the 20-minute directions, but if they're walking around the school, you know, and McWilliam is like, hey, what's that in your backpack or what's that in your hand? Do we make sure there's enough packaging that we know it's safe, that if our administrators or Officer Hakeem are doing their job and making sure, you know, that there's not inappropriate things in school? I'm just trying to get to this whole safety issue.
Yeah.
And then I still want to understand your point of sale plan with the students.
As for right now, to ensure safety, one of the steps we're trying to go forward is implementing a safety seal around it. So for right now, when we were making these bottles, there's no seal. So if you just open it up, the liquid's at the top, like straight away. Whereas something like a 5-Hour Energy has a seal all the way around that you have to break. So when we were doing more research about co-packing and ordering the bottles themselves, there is an option to have a safety seal around on the top. So that's definitely something we're going to look into just for like the safety standpoint and making sure there's no like open drinks or anything. But I mean, all the ingredients are completely safe. It is a drug-free drink. So it wouldn't be, if you have it around school, you wouldn't be carrying drugs on you. It's not like a medical issued like supplement to take. It is all drug-free ingredients. So I'm sure after some explanation, I don't think you would be put in any trouble for that.
It's like having halls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that, and that's all great. I just wanted to kind of understand a little bit more that positioning.
Yeah, of course.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Oliver, it's Carlos. Congratulations, you did a wonderful job. And by the way, while we've been in quarantine, I showed the videos. I've showed all the videos to like 8 different people that we're staying with right now, and everybody like universally thought you guys did the best job with your presentations. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sharing that.
Thank you.
Building off of Nick's question about how you scale distribution, what have you learned about the cost of that scale? So like depending on whether you go vending machine or go, you know, counter at the convenience store, gas station, et cetera, like, how have you thought about, what have you learned about what those points of sale charge you, the manufacturer, for placements?
So for selling in person, when we were talking to the gas station manager, we were trying to come to a solution where we would give them since this is kind of like an unproven product, I'm sure he wouldn't want to dump a whole bunch of money into an unproven business. So we were trying to come with a solution where we'd give them around 100 units without him paying up front. And then for every sale, then he would give us that revenue back, just because as a, like a safety and for him to
Like
see.
a consignment.
Yeah, exactly. And so for in-person, that also affects the COGS. So it's around 38.38 cents per unit just to make the bottle themselves. If we were to be selling online, we'd be distributing through Wix, and the credit card fee takes it up to 53 cents per unit. So selling online would be a little bit of a slight decline in revenue. Wouldn't make that much of a difference, but in person, the COGS would be down around 15 cents.
So let's talk about the most realistic point of sale, which would be, again, the vending machine at the airport. Or were you able to do any research about like what comparable products are charging? So, or what those points of sale are charging comparable products. So, like, what does 5 Hour Energy charge?
They're
Or
around
what do
$3.50.
Okay, and what do they? Do you have any idea for what does the gas station owner pay for a 5 Hour Energy to then sell at retail?
Not yet. It's around $3.50. I haven't seen any under $3 when I went to the gas station, because recently I've been looking at the counter and seeing, and most of them have a little cardboard box of 5 Hour Energies right there. And I've not seen any under $3. I've seen one as high as $3.99, but it's all around that $3.50 range.
Yeah, so I think my question was, what is the gas station operator paying 5 Hour Energy to carry it? So, be that as it may, like, how sensitive in your 5-year projection, what cost of goods sold were you assuming?
Like which price point were we using?
What was your margin on the sale?
The gross margin was 82.4%.
Selling through.
Sorry, you cut out?
Sorry, my internet here isn't all that great. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. Would you be able to repeat that, please?
Yeah, the question was so if your direct gross margin right now is 82%, but you stands to reason that if you're going to sell through a vending machine or at a gas station, it's not going to be 82%. It's going to be something materially lower than that. What assumptions have you made about that in your projections for scaling the business over the 5-year projection period? Are you assuming that you're still going to get 82% gross margin?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a incredibly healthy gross margin. So more power to you if you can do it.
Thank you.
First of all, incredible kudos to you and your team for selling this quantity and in a manner that allowed you to pay back the MVP grant and keep going. I'd like to understand more about what you did to sell all those that quantity of product, and what did you learn about your customer? Was there a specific profile? I mean, I get the impulse purchase part, but can you, I guess, paint a fuller picture of the consumers that were really into this product? Because you had a 24% repeat purchase. So I'd like to know, who is that?
Yeah. So like I said, we sold mostly to students in our school, and it was mainly by word of mouth. We did have like a few orders from our Instagram that came from the school. So mainly we were talking to classmates, people we knew. Hey, would you like to like try this product out? Like, it's $3. Would you like to buy it? We set up our Instagram and we put like our posts like on our personal stories, like our personal Instagram stories for like people to see. And we had a few people that we didn't know message us and say, hey, I'd like to buy a few. I've had like seniors like come up to me that I don't know and say they would like to try it. And they also said it worked for them. So in the 157 units that we've sold so far, It's mainly been through our high school and through word of mouth. And we are planning on March, printing posters and distributing them throughout colleges like around Chicago. So we're going to take a weekend to go down to like DePaul or like Harper or something like that and put up posters around. Because I mean, the effective reach of the 4 colleges we were planning to hit, the college like student population is over 120,000. So I mean, if we even reach 10% of that, you know, like marketing like our Instagram or just like marketing the product, that would be great. But as of now, the stuff that we sold is just from a high school. Are unfortunately, because of coronavirus and the lockdown, the college part of our marketing was kind of pushed to a standstill.
So what I'm hearing you say when you said even the word senior, it was not senior citizen of those 80-plus-year-olds who are really truly having trouble getting to sleep, as Hod laughed, would buy the bottle of melatonin. But this perhaps is more about the customer who needs that response and outcome like within the next half hour, because they've got something that they need a good night's rest in, such as an exam the next morning.
Exactly.
Okay.
My one customer who had our highest repeat, he bought 18 bottles cumulatively throughout.
Wow.
He told me a few times, like, hey, I have a test tomorrow, like I like need this. And so he would send me like a Snapchat. He's like, I'm ready to have this. Like, hey, I've got my calc exam tomorrow. And that's really good because that's exactly what we were aiming for. Like someone who may not have like, you know, get as much quality sleep as they need. If they have like an exam, like especially finals week, if you buy like a pack of 4, like make sure that you get enough like quality sleep.
So you see how this, your clarification could help perhaps really paint out a fuller picture of where you should be to capture these impulse purchases. I'm right with you in terms of not just high school students, college students. And once our world gets back to moving the way we used to, travelers who probably need to really sleep on their 8-hour flight. So when they land and they can literally hit the ground running into their meeting, not be sleep deprived. So
when Hogs, I sold one to Hogs, and I think he said when he took his, he slept like a baby on his flight. Is that what you said, Hogs? You usually never sleep on flights.
What I said was, don't mix that with alcohol. It doesn't work as well.
Yeah. So
I can't imagine you ever doing that, Hogs.
Hey, Oliver, it sounds like you have a good connection at Gatorade. Is that something that going forward you have a line in on, like packaging, labeling, and, you know, ordering the ingredients, you know, all of that?
I think that's definitely a route that we should look at, because the facility is right across the street from our school and we already have a connection thanks to Lisa. And so Gina did come in, the Gatorade representative, she did come in for, I think, 2 days, and she taught us a lot about like the process and like how it's made, what we should expect, what key points we need to hit for like hitting like safety regulations and just manufacturing in general. So we do have a website it's called purebulk.com, and that's where we got all of our powdered supplements from when we actually made it. And the prices were very good. It was, I mean, I think it was only 15 cents for all of the ingredients. And then the other 18 was like our bottle and like label and stuff like that. So I think they did have good prices. We'd have to definitely look in the future to see if there's another distributor that had lower prices. But I think for right now, we should keep our eyes open for Gatorade and for manufacturing it. But for the ingredients wise, I think.
Is that the same with flavors?
Flavors, right now we're using a water flavor. We bought extracts online, and they did not seem to they did not mix well at all. So we just use do you know what Mio is? Does anybody know what Mio is? So we use like a variant of that to have our flavors, which kind of does limit us down on the flavor selection, but there still is a broad enough flavor selection from them that's we're able to make our products.
Question, Oliver, are you in it to win it, or are you here to finish this out for a grade?
I'm here in it to win it.
Okay.
I didn't even get this selected for a grade. I'm here for the presentation.
Okay. Do your teammates that aren't participating in this portion, are they not planning to take the accelerator class and thus not going to be assisting going forward, or do they plan to provide some assistance going forward?
I actually called with my old group last night to kind of go through everything. I think after a few weeks of realizing like, oh, like we're not in this like company anymore. Like, shoot, like we worked this whole year and like now it's like I'm not doing anything. I think that like that kind of they like realized that. So we talked a lot, and they did help in preparing. So we did like talk over everything, and they were very supportive. It's not like they were totally out of the idea. So I think maybe in the future I could consider rehiring for them if they are like passionate enough. But I don't think they were completely out of the picture.
Do you have a support system? If not, like, is there, are there other people that you've talked to? Is there some sort of, team that you have the ability to put together going forward?
I have about 3 people in mind right now, depending on how this whole thing pans out, which is what I would need 3 people to hire. So I have 3 people in mind right now, and I think they would definitely make a good team.
Okay.
And my
Thank you.
closing question is, in terms of what I was interested in getting from you, Oliver, goes to this passion that you've shared with us. If you were to be successful in being funded, can you share with us the top 2 or 3 things you'd be most excited to tackle right out of the box going into the summer here?
I think it'd really just be getting the word out there. The fact that my idea is like kind of becoming like a real thing. Like, I mean, I even have like a few bottles here. It's crazy that like my idea in like September is now like a real thing that like people like around, like in my classmates, like love and like would buy it again. So I think like the idea of like getting it out there, making like the word known, and really not only that, but improving the product and making it the best that I could be. I think that's definitely another one. And also I feel like working a bit more on the financial side. I think that could definitely help, like putting some more time into really diving deep and tackling and fully understanding every part of the financial model and everything that comes after that. I think that I want to learn and I want to tackle.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to conclude our Q&A with Oliver. Oliver, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And obviously, we hope to see you on Thursday night, 6 p.m. I'll send some more reminders about that. But thanks again for your time, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone that came. Thank you.
Awesome job, Oliver.
Good luck.
Thanks, Oliver.
Thank you.